Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am live absolutely everywhere right now. So this is only going to go one way. It's either going to go really, really well or it's going to go diabolically. So we will see how we get on. But today I want to talk about the proven system that we use to get results in our business. Like we're forever talking about how to get make an income online, how you can create time freedom, all the different things that you can achieve through this, how we've changed people's lives, loads of examples of people doing it as well, which is fantastic. But what is the actual system that we're using and how does the system actually work? Because people don't fail at things because they're lazy or they don't want the results. Like, you wouldn't start an opportunity like this if you didn't want some results in some way. So, what is it that stops people from actually winning? And one of the things is that they don't have a system and then they're not working the system. But what if you join an opportunity that doesn't have a system? I've literally just been speaking to someone who I'm really looking forward to joining the business next week. She is someone who I've been talking to for quite a while, and she had such a bad experience in a previous company, and it blew my mind when she said it because I was like, who even just like dumps someone in an opportunity and just leaves them to it with no support? It just doesn't even make sense. So the results are going to come from having a system and then implementing the system every single time, even when it's boring, even when it's inconvenient, and even when you don't want to do it. And obviously, I talk a lot about mindset, personal development, and all of that because I'm huge on all of this kind of stuff. However, not everyone's like that when they come in. So I'm going to walk you through the process in terms of what it looks like. So someone joins the opportunity, someone joins to change their life, someone joins because they want to make money, build an extra few £100 or a few thousand into the household. If you want to build a residual income, sack your boss, whatever it looks like, I'm going to walk you through exactly how we get to the point where you know what the system is and exactly what you need to do, basically. So, the system that we use is the freedom formula. So I teach my team how to implement the 1 hour freedom formula in an hour a day. So it doesn't need to be a full hour. It might be four 15-minute blocks. It might be two 30-minute blocks. You might want to double down, triple down, quadruple down and do 2, 3, 4 hours. It doesn't really matter. But the income producing activities, the system that we teach takes an hour a day. And that's what I recommend doing. So if you're going to do any less, you're not going to get the same level of intensity, the same level of results. And if you do more, obviously you're going to do more. So it's a 1 hour freedom formula. And I'm not going to break down what the 1 hour freedom formula is specifically because it won't make sense unless you're actually in the business. However, I'm going to walk you through what your onboarding process would look like and how we'd get to that point, and exactly then how you can implement the freedom formula once you know what it is. So the first thing is when someone comes on board, like we need to get really, really clear on what it is that you actually want to achieve. And a lot of the time we already know this because we're already having a conversation, we've already got a good relationship. But what is it, the underlying reason why you're doing the business? And then we need to know like why that's important to you. And this is key because when you don't actually know, and your why doesn't have to like say like, well, your why will make you cry and all that. It doesn't have to be like that deep. Like it doesn't need to be that deep. It might unravel to like more deep reasons behind it, but you just need to know why you're doing it. Why are you getting up every day? Why are you pushing yourself out of your comfort zone? Why are you doing the business? And that's what you need to get across, and that's what your upline needs to hear as well. So we can always help you when it gets to the point where it will do it, like as with any business, when it's up and it's down, and you might not feel like it one day, life's life, in like what's actually going to get you up in the morning to actually build and actually achieve what you want to achieve from this. And then the second thing that we do is we identify your goals. So I always ask every single person who joins me, what's the 90 day, the 12 months, and the 5 year goals? I spoke about this on a live yesterday about I'm a massive, big believer of 90 day goals. I just think they're just so good because it's a sustainable amount of time to implement something for you to get some significant results, but then it's not too long that's unsustainable, and a lot can change in 3 months. So that's why I love 90 days. But 90 days of just doing the work isn't going to get you the long-term results in this business. It is going to take the years and years and years of like continuing to grow it to see something that's going to outlast you, and that's going to continue to grow despite you not being here eventually as well. So that's why I always say, right, what's your 90 day, but then what's your 12 months in, but what's your 5 year goals? I want to make sure that this person has a vision. I want to make sure that this person understands that it's not a get rich quick scheme and they're thinking long term. So we'll identify that, and then we'll have a roadmap for what the first 90 days and potentially what the first year would look like, and then an idea of the 5 years. But it's mainly just so you've got an idea of the bigger picture, and also to instill belief in people. Like, so I like one of my business partner, she's been in like literally like one of the people from right at the beginning, and she was like, I just want to make £20 a month. I was like, 20 pounds. She's like, yeah, that's all I want, just £20 a month, just so I've got like just something for myself. She's a stay-at-home mom. She wanted some independence, and she just wanted to make £20 a month. And she laughs her head off now because obviously she's making way more than £20 a month. But like, people's goals can start off just so small. But then I've just been instilling belief into her because she is like so amazing. She's got an amazing social media that she's built up over years. She's funny. She's lovely. She's really easy to get on with. She's ambitious. She's a mum of two. Like, she's juggling a million things. She needed someone to put that belief into her so she could see the long term, what she could actually achieve on top of this £20 a month that she was talking about. But then, of course, it helped her achieve the £20 a month, and she was really, really happy. But then, when you instill belief into people and they see the bigger picture, that's when it starts to like be mind blowing for people, and in terms like in a good way. And they're like, wow, I can really achieve this, and I'm getting the results, and all this is happening. So that's the first thing. We want people to have a vision, have clarity, and have a crystal clear understanding of what can actually be achieved and that they can actually achieve it. And then once we've identified that, we need some quick wins. So we show you how to make your $150 back as soon as possible. $150 is what you can literally earn as soon as the following week. So if you're willing, coachable, and hungry, and you're here to build residual income, which means growing a community, growing a team, we will show you how to do that. And then when you bring in your first 3 business partners, you have made your first $150. Now, we show you how to do that as soon as possible. And if you did it within the same week that you actually joined, it means the following week, you're going to get paid your $150. And it's uncapped, by the way. Some people come in and do way more than that. But that's what we show you initially. And we show you that before you've even really done anything else. Like, you have all the training and stuff because it's a travel industry. So we teach you how to book travel compliantly in the market that you're operating in. We teach you how to get clients. We teach you how to use the systems. We teach you all of this stuff, but it takes time because it's travel. And it's a regulated industry, and we want people to be doing it properly and in the right way. So whilst you're doing the training, and you might have other things going on, you might have a job, you might be studying, you might have kids, it might not mean that you can't necessarily sit there for like a day or 2 days non-stop and just do this non-stop training. Like, when I started, I took a couple of weeks around everything else that I had going on, around my job, around my 2-year-old, around my degree, to just build up my confidence in my own time. But then what I was doing was taking action straight away with the things that I knew I needed to do in order to get some quick wins as well. So then I could get my belief check, I could get paid as soon as possible, whilst I'm still learning. And then when you then start to implement what you're learning, that's when your system comes in. So we give you the simple training and the skills necessary for you to grow your business. And what that will look like will depend on what your goals are. So obviously it depends on like the time of day you want to do it, how the level of intensity, what your goals look like. It's different for everybody, and this is why it looks different for everybody when they come in. But the system that we use is the same, but you'll work it in different ways. You'll work it in pockets of time that make sense for you. You'll work it at the intensity that works for you. So that's where it comes in. So you learn the training. Bearing in mind, by this point, you've already got some results because we help you get off the mark quick. So you've got your belief check. There's other things that we give you as well. Like, we give you all the information in terms of how to like all the different ways that you can earn. You'll be equipped with that knowledge, so you know how all the different paydays work. I share a video with everyone who comes into the business about the three beliefs: the belief in themselves, belief in the industry, and belief in the product that we have access to. Once you've watched these videos, like, you have a really good understanding of what you've got at your fingertips. You don't need to overthink it from there. So we'll help you get some quick wins. Even though it's not a get rich quick scheme, some quick wins is different to obviously making a lot of money in 24 hours. We teach you to get some wins at the beginning to help build your belief. Once you've done the training, we then help you implement the training in, like, using the system that works for you around your goals, around how you want to build it, and the intensity that you want to build it. So it becomes like brushing your teeth in the end. We want to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing every single day when you get up. And I've actually got a PDF document that I share with my team called the 1 hour freedom formula that I mentioned at the beginning. And that's for people who do want a little bit of structure in their hour, to be like, right, okay, if I sit down in an hour and I follow these activities, this is all I need to do. And if you get it done earlier on in the day, it means you've got the full rest of the day. It doesn't matter what happens, whether you have a fantastic day or a terrible day, you've done your minimum income producing activities. And if you decide to do more on top of that, then absolutely you can do. And then it's just about the daily execution of it. Like, people fail if they've not got a system, but they fail if they don't work the system consistently. It doesn't matter if you do a little tiny bit every single day. I've got what I call like your best day, and then I've also got what we call your shiz show day. Depends who I'm speaking to, I might say shit show. But shiz show day for the general everyone who might be offended by swearing. And basically, on your shit show day, what is the bare minimum that you can accomplish? If everything was to go wrong, what is the bare minimum that you could do? And that is your bare minimum commitment, no matter what happens. If you're sick, your kid's sick, you're going on holiday or whatever, all, like, it literally doesn't need to take long, but you have to do it every single day. Like I said, if you do it at a less intensity, that is absolutely fine. But the point is that you're doing it regardless anyway. And if you're doing that consistently every single day and you're focusing on your income producing activities, aka the system, instead of getting distracted with a million other things that you could be getting distracted with, that's obviously what's going to grow your business. So you come in, you set the foundations, we identify your goals, we put your plan in place. You're doing the training. Whilst you're doing the training, we're getting you these quick wins. You've learnt the training, you've got the system. Now it's implementing the system so it becomes second nature. So it's like brushing your teeth every single day. And then from there, it's just plug and play, plug and play, plug and play. And then you can duplicate it as well to the people who you then introduce and you decide to help through this amazing opportunity. So, for those of you who are thinking, I want a bit of that, I want that support, I'm very, very interested in this, just comment the word system, or actually, no, DM me the word system or reply to my story once I share this on my stories. Reach out to me if you are watching this and you're not on Instagram or Facebook right now. Follow me on Instagram at Rebecca Shanuga, RebeccaSonuga, and pop me a message on there saying system, and I can work you through in more detail exactly what it looks like. But it has been so fun sharing this. I'm going to let you all go, and I will speak to you very, very soon. See you later.